Everyone loves a great love story, but there are only so many perfect Hollywood love stories you can hear before they all sound the same. Today, we're going to take a look at the more unusual side of love, including a couple who refuse to give up their sense of adventure despite a crippling illness. Another whose widely publicized love story drew controversy from people around the world, and someone who decided to marry outside of their species. Hold on tight, subscribe to the channel, and let's take a closer look at the 10 most unusual couples proving love is blind. Number 10. Anap Jalota and Jasleen Matharu. Anap Jalota is an Indian singer, musician, and actor who is maybe most famous to TV audiences in India after his appearance on the reality show Bigg Boss 12. During the filming of the program, Anap met Jasleen Matharu. For the next 3 years, Anap was before starting a more intimate relationship around 2015. If that was all there was to the story, it wouldn't seem very noteworthy. As it turns out, there is a 37-year age difference between the two of them. The couple are still together but have no intention of marrying because, according to Anap, his family wouldn't approve of the wedding. Despite this, it is widely speculated that they may have married in a private ceremony, after a picture surfaced online of the pair in traditional wedding garb. If you thought this relationship was odd, wait until you see number 1, a couple with an even greater age gap and a dark secret. Number 9. Anton Kraft and China Bell. 52-year young, Anton Kraft is an accomplished bodybuilder and one of the only people on earth capable of bench pressing 4 times his body weight. While still impressive, this may have a bit to do with the fact that Anton is just 4 foot 4 inches tall. While his height might be a factor in some areas of day-to-day life, it didn't affect his ability to find love. In 2014, he met 6 foot 3 inch tall China Bell of Florida, and the two of them have been madly in love ever since. In fact, Anton has even said that he may propose someday soon. In order to do that though, he's going to have to live long enough. And that may be a challenge given that Anton seems to be a pretty accident prone. According to him, he has technically died 5 times and fell out of a window one time. Geez, Anton, be careful, would ya?
Before we go on, like this video, pop the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell right now, or the ghost in your closet will manifest itself tonight.
Number 8. Wang Xiaomin and Yu Yonghua. Wang Xiaomin and Yu Yonghua caught the attention of media outlets when the pair were captured hiking in photos. Typically, a couple going for a hike wouldn't draw the attention of strangers, but Wang and his Yu aren't just any old couple. In 2014, Yu was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, otherwise known as Lou Gehrig's disease. The disease is progressive and attacks nerve cells that control muscles throughout the body. After visiting hospitals in Anhui and Shanghai, they were told that Yu probably only had 3 to 5 years left to live. Wanting to make the most of his time and see some of China's most stunning sights up close, the couple decided to take a tour of Spoke of China's natural wonders. Unfortunately, it wasn't long before Yu couldn't hold herself up anymore. This was when Wang devised a plan to carry her on his back, and he has done so over hundreds of miles of often rough terrain, capturing the hearts of all those who have met the couple on their journey. Number 7. Jaylor Cooper and Jose Briggs. Most parents would never dream of allowing their 9-year-old daughter to marry a 7-year-old, or anybody for that matter. But in the case of Jaylor Cooper and Jose Briggs, not everything was as it seemed. You see, Jaylor spent 2 years living at the Children's Medical Center for Cancer and Blood Disorders in Dallas, Texas, where she was being treated for leukemia. Eventually though, there's nothing more that the toddlers could do, and Jaylor's parents were told that she had just 2 weeks to live. The news was tough to hear, but Jaylor knew what she wanted to do with her remaining time. While living at the Children's Medical Center, Jaylor had grown very close to a young boy named Jose Briggs. Jose had also been diagnosed with leukemia, and the two had formed a special bond. So, for their dying wish, Jaylor had expressed a desire to have a wedding, and who better than to be the groom but little Jose. The pair had a stunning ceremony in which Jaylor and Jose got to dress to the nines and have a special day all about them. Sadly, just a few days later, Jaylor would succumb to her illness. But not before the pair's story had touched hearts around the world. Number 6. Vicky and Valerie and Alina and Joe. Vicky, Valerie, Alina, and Joe Darger are fundamentalist Mormons and polygamists. All 4 of them grew up in polygamous families, and in fact, Valerie and Vicky are identical twin sisters, and Alina is their cousin. Over the years, the family has spent their time in the spotlight first with the Browns on the TLC Sister Wives, and later on in their own TLC special, My Three Wives. But if you thought the four of them made it for a full house, hang on to your seat, because the Dargers actually have 24 children too. If you are wondering how sleeping arrangements work for the quadruplet couple, you're probably not alone. As it turns out, the three wives have their own rooms, and Joey simply picks which room he's going to sleep in each night. Number 5. Logan South and Dali Catherine. Our number 5 couple is a vampire-inspired duo with expensive tastes. When the spooky couple decided to tie the knot, they set an initial budget of $30,000. But soon, it became apparent that that wouldn't be near enough, and by the time the big day came, they had spent over $120,000 on their ultimate vampire wedding, including a wedding cake replica of Dracula's castle and pole dancers. As it turns out, Logan and Dali aren't just a couple of quirky folk. They are widely considered to be the king and queen of the Texas vampire community. As such, they prefer to avoid daylight and do as many things at night as possible. Along with numerous widespread fans and followers, the couple leads a group of 60 vampires that meet once a month. Number 4. Gabriella and Victor Peralta. Gabriella and Victor Peralta are a sweet, loving couple, and they also happen to hold the Guinness World Record for being the world's most modified married couple. What does that mean? Well, over 90% of Victor's body is tattooed, and Gabriella is 65% covered. Meanwhile, they share an estimated 50 piercings, 11 implants, and with other modifications like tongue splits, scarifications, ear incisions, dental implants, eye tattoos, and lobe expansions. Number 3. Miki Akama and Zhang Mui. Canadian-born model Miki Akama was 8 years old when she first met a new music coach, 20-year-old Chinese pop star Zhang Mui. The two seemed to share an immediate connection and began posting lovesick messages on social media. However, it all remains a matter of speculation until Miki turned 12 and the couple went public with their feelings. Still, because experts, including investigators, have confirmed that the two have not been sexually active together, there's no way for authorities to take action. Today, she is around 22 years old, an actor and singer in her own right, and the pair have married. While the pair have plenty of support from fans in Canada, China, and around the world, early in their relationship, they were met with widespread condemnation, with many calling Zhang a pedophile. Number 2. Amanda Rogers and Sheba. Perhaps one of the oddest entries on today's list, Amanda Rogers was a 47-year-old divorcee when she decided to remarry in 2012. Only this time, instead of settling down with a nice man, she settled down with man's best friend instead. Amanda's first marriage in 1991 was a bit of a disaster and lasted less than a year. It took 20 years before she found true love again, and when she did, it was with her teeny terrier named Sheba. Wanting to make it official, Amanda got down on one knee and proposed to Sheba. Apparently, through some enthusiastic tail wagging, Sheba accepted, and the pair began planning a wedding. Despite the odd pairing, the event was anything but small, and it was held in Croatia with over 200 guests in attendance, most of which were human. Number 1. Kyle Jones and Marjorie McCool. When it comes to incredible names, Marjorie McCool is pretty much winning. But surprisingly, that isn't the only thing she is famous for. Rather, Marjorie is famous for her relationship with Kyle Jones, a man almost 60 years younger than her. She first rose to prominence after candidly discussing the couple's sex life on a popular British daytime talk show. The couple met in 2009 when Marjorie wandered into a bookstore where Kyle was working. Upon their very first meeting, Marjorie was immediately attracted to Kyle, and much to her delight, Kyle felt the same way. Soon, the two were a couple and seemed to be living happily ever after. However, things weren't quite that simple. As it turns out, Kyle was seeing 3 other women, all between the ages of 60 and 80. While this may seem dishonest, it turns out Marjorie didn't mind, because according to her, Kyle always came back to her and assures her she is the best. As it turns out, Marjorie died in 2016, but nonetheless, this pair remains one of the oddest couples in the world. That's all for 10 most unusual couples proving love is blind. Which couple was your favorite? Can you think of a more unusual pairing? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to Trend Joint for more incredible videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.